Mischievous Adventures in the Enchanted Glen, a moral tale with a naughty twist. Once upon a time, in the small village of Willowbrook, there lived a mischievous young girl named Lily. Lily had a mischievous streak that often got her into trouble, but she was clever and quick-witted. One sunny day, while wandering through the enchanted forest surrounding the village, Lily stumbled upon a magical key. It shimmered with an ethereal glow, tempting her with its mysterious power. Unable to resist her curiosity, Lily decided to unlock the secret that lay hidden within the key. As she turned the key in an old rusted lock hidden in a nearby tree, a hidden pathway opened up before her. Eagerly, Lily ventured down the path, unaware of the adventure and life lessons that awaited her. The path led her to a hidden glen where a wise old owl named Oliver awaited her arrival. Oliver was known for his sage advice and ability to guide lost souls. With a twinkle in his eyes, he greeted Lily and said, "Ah, young one, you have unlocked the doorway to knowledge and wisdom. But beware, for every choice you make will have consequences." Lily, always looking for excitement, disregarded Oliver's words and continued on her journey, determined to discover the extent of her newfound power. As she walked deeper into the glen, she noticed a magical fountain shimmering in the sunlight. Unable to resist the temptation, Lily dipped her finger into the fountain and whispered a wish. Instantly, the world around her transformed. The trees danced, the flowers sang, and the animals spoke in joyful voices. With a mischievous glint in her eye, Lily decided to have some fun. She played pranks on her neighbors, using her power to turn their laundry pink or make their cows float in midair. She reveled in the chaos she created, finding pleasure in others' confusion and surprise. But as days turned into weeks, Lily began to realize that her pranks were causing harm. Her neighbors became frustrated and angry, and the village was filled with tension. Lily had lost sight of the consequences of her actions, and her once thriving community was suffering because of it. One evening, as Lily watched the villagers argue and friendships crumble, she felt a pang of guilt deep within her heart. She sought out Oliver, hoping he could help her right the wrongs she had committed. Oliver, wise and patient, listened to Lily's tale of mischief and remorse. He nodded understandingly and said, "Lily, power is a great responsibility. The choices we make can have far-reaching effects on others, but it is never too late to make amends." Inspired by Oliver's words, Lily set out to mend the damage she had caused. She used her magical key to unlock doors of forgiveness and understanding. She replaced pink clothes with fresh ones and returned the cows gently to the ground. The villagers, initially wary, began to see the change in Lily. They witnessed her transformation from a mischievous girl to a kind-hearted young woman. Slowly but surely, trust and harmony were restored to the village of Willowbrook. Lily had learned her lesson well. She discovered that power without empathy and consideration for others was a dangerous force. From that day forward, she used her abilities to bring joy, healing, and laughter to the people she loved. And so, the mischievous girl who once caused chaos became the hero of her village, teaching everyone the importance of responsibility, empathy, and the value of making amends. And as for Lily, she would forever cherish the moral lesson she had learned from the naughty twist of her misadventure in the Enchanted Glen.
The Power of Compassion, the story of Alex and the injured bird. Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Alex who lived in a small village on the outskirts of a vast, dense forest. Alex loved spending time in the forest, exploring its secrets and marveling at its wonders. One day, while he was exploring the forest, Alex came across a small, injured bird lying on the ground. The bird's wing was broken, and it was unable to fly. Alex felt sorry for the bird and decided to take care of it. He brought the bird back to his village and nursed it back to health. He fed it, kept it warm, and gave it a safe place to rest. The bird soon recovered, and Alex was delighted to see it flying again. But then, something unexpected happened. The bird didn't fly away. It stayed with Alex, following him wherever he went, perching on his shoulder and singing sweetly. As time passed, the bird became Alex's constant companion, and they developed a deep bond. Alex would share his adventures in the forest with the bird, and the bird would sing him songs and keep him company. One day, while they were exploring the forest, they came across a group of lost travelers. The travelers had lost their way in the dense forest and were hungry, thirsty, and tired. Alex knew the forest like the back of his hand, and he was able to guide the travelers back to the village. He also shared his food and water with them, and they were grateful for his help. The bird's sweet song had led Alex to the travelers, and his kindness had saved their lives. From that day on, Alex became known as the village hero, and the bird became his faithful companion and friend for life. Alex's story teaches us the power of compassion, kindness, and empathy. It reminds us that small acts of kindness can have a ripple effect, touching the lives of those around us and making the world a better place.
The Bitcoin Farmer's Journey, a tale of hope, resilience, and financial transformation. Once upon a time, in the bustling town of Bitburg, there lived a humble farmer named Ethan. Ethan worked tirelessly in his fields, cultivating crops and tending to his livestock. Despite his hard work, Ethan often struggled to make ends meet and provide for his family. One day, while plowing his field, Ethan stumbled upon a peculiar golden coin buried in the soil. He brushed off the dirt and examined it closely. It was unlike any coin he had ever seen before, with strange markings and symbols engraved upon it. Curiosity piqued, Ethan took the coin to the wise village elder, Samuel. Samuel recognized the unique coin as a Bitcoin, a digital currency of great value and potential. He explained to Ethan that owning Bitcoin could bring financial prosperity and a new way of conducting transactions. Excited by the possibilities, Ethan delved into learning more about Bitcoin. He discovered that its value could fluctuate greatly, offering the opportunity for investment and growth. He also learned about the blockchain, the technology that powered Bitcoin and ensured its security. Ethan decided to take a leap of faith and invested a portion of his hard-earned savings into Bitcoin. He learned to navigate the digital world, buying and selling Bitcoin and monitoring its price movements. Over time, the value of Bitcoin soared, and Ethan's investment grew substantially. With his newfound wealth, he expanded his farm, invested in modern equipment, and provided his family with a comfortable life. However, as the Bitcoin market became more volatile, Ethan witnessed its value plummet drastically. Fear and uncertainty gripped him as he saw his wealth diminishing. Doubts clouded his mind, and he contemplated selling his remaining Bitcoin. In his moment of despair, Ethan sought advice from Samuel once again. The wise elder reminded him of the importance of resilience and long-term thinking. He emphasized that the true value of Bitcoin lay not just in its price, but in the underlying technology and its potential to revolutionize the financial world. Empowered by Samuel's wisdom, Ethan decided to hold on to his Bitcoin, believing in its long-term prospects. He understood that the journey of Bitcoin was not without its ups and downs, but its disruptive potential remained unchanged. As time passed, the Bitcoin market stabilized, and its value started to rise once more. Ethan's perseverance and belief in the technology paid off as his investment grew exponentially. With his newfound wealth, he became a pillar of the community, supporting local businesses and funding educational initiatives for the children of Bitburg. Ethan's story spread far and wide, inspiring others to explore the world of cryptocurrency and embrace the possibilities it offered. The tale of the humble farmer and his Bitcoin investment became a symbol of hope, resilience, and the potential for financial transformation. The moral of this story is that in the ever-changing landscape of finance, it is crucial to educate oneself, embrace innovation, and make informed decisions. Like Ethan, we must have the courage to weather the storms, trust in the long-term vision, and seize opportunities that can lead to personal and community growth.
From fragility to resilience, the boiling water test. Asha was getting frustrated and tired of life, so she asked her father what to do. Her father told her to bring an egg, 2 tea leaves, and a potato. He then brought out 3 vessels, filled them with water, and placed them on the stove. Once the water was boiling, he told Asha to place the items into each pot and keep an eye on them. After 10 minutes, he asked Asha to peel the egg, peel the potato, and strain the leaves. Asha was left confused. Her father explained, each item was placed into the same circumstance, boiling water. See how each responded differently? He continued, the egg was soft but is now hard. The potato was hard but is now soft. And the tea leaves, they changed the water itself. The father then asked, when adversity calls, we respond in the same manner as they have. Now, are you an egg, a potato, or tea leaves? Asha thought about her father's words and realized that she had been acting like the egg, fragile and easily broken. She knew she needed to change and become more resilient like the potato, able to withstand difficult situations and come out stronger. But she also wanted to be like the tea leaves, able to bring positive change and influence to her surroundings. So she made a conscious effort to cultivate empathy and kindness, to help others, and make a positive impact in the world. From that day on, whenever Asha faced challenges in her life, she would remind herself of the lesson her father had taught her. She would ask herself, am I an egg, a potato, or tea leaves? And strive to be like the potato and the tea leaves, strong and capable of making a difference. And as she continued on her journey, she found that her newfound resilience and compassion not only helped her overcome her own obstacles, but also brought joy and hope to those around her.
The Beauty of Kindness, a tale of a rose and a cactus. Once upon a time, in a desert far away, there was a rose who was so proud of her beautiful looks. Her only complaint was growing next to an ugly cactus. Every day, the beautiful rose would insult and mock the cactus on his looks, all while the cactus remained quiet. All the other plants nearby tried to make the rose see sense, but she was too swayed by her own looks. One scorching summer, the desert became dry, and there was no water left for the plants. The rose quickly began to wilt. Her beautiful petals dried up, losing their lush color. Looking to the cactus, she saw a sparrow dip his beak into the cactus to drink some water. Though ashamed, the rose asked the cactus if she could have some water. The kind cactus readily agreed, helping them both through the tough summer as friends. As the summer passed and the rain came back, the rose had regained her beauty and was once again blooming with vibrant colors. She was grateful for the cactus's kindness and had learned a valuable lesson. She realized that beauty was not everything, and she had been too judgmental of the cactus. From that day on, the rose and the cactus became the best of friends. They learned to appreciate each other's differences and lived happily in the desert. The other plants around them noticed the change in the rose and admired her for her newfound humility. The rose had learned that true beauty was not just about physical appearance, but also about the kindness and compassion we show towards others. The cactus had shown her that even the seemingly unattractive and ordinary plants can have hidden beauty and goodness inside them. The moral of the story is that we should never judge anyone by their appearance, as true beauty lies within. We should be kind and compassionate to everyone, regardless of their looks, and learn to appreciate and accept people for who they are. The Golden Goose, Lessons on Greed and Contentment. Once upon a time, a farmer had a goose that laid one golden egg every day. The egg provided enough money for the farmer and his wife to support their daily needs. The farmer and his wife continued to be happy for a long time. But one day, the farmer thought to himself, "Why should we take just one egg a day? Why can't we take them all at once and make a lot of money?" The farmer told his wife his idea, and she foolishly agreed. Then the next day, as the goose laid its golden egg, the farmer was quick with a sharp knife. He killed the goose and cut its stomach open in the hopes of finding all its golden eggs. But as he opened the stomach, the only thing he found was guts and blood. The farmer quickly realized his foolish mistake and proceeded to cry over his lost resource. As the days went on, the farmer and his wife became poorer and poorer. How jinxed and how foolish they were. They soon realized that their greed had led them to lose their only source of income. They had destroyed the goose that had been providing for them all along. The farmer deeply regretted his actions and wished he could turn back time. Despite their mistake, the farmer and his wife did not lose hope. They learned an important lesson about the dangers of greed and the importance of being content with what they had. They started working hard again and were eventually able to make ends meet. Years went by, and the farmer had a chance encounter with a wise old man who told him, "Greed can blind even the smartest of people. Remember, true wealth is not just in material possessions, but in the richness of one's heart." The farmer realized that the wise old man was right. He had been so consumed by his desire for more money that he had lost sight of what truly mattered. From that day on, he promised himself to never let greed consume him again. In the end, the farmer and his wife lived a humble but happy life, grateful for the lessons they had learned from their mistake. They always remembered the golden goose and how its sacrifice had taught them the value of contentment and gratitude.
The Tree with the Golden Apples. Once, there were two brothers who lived at the forest's edge. The oldest brother was always unkind to his younger brother. The older brother took all the food and snatched all the good clothes. The oldest brother used to go into the forest in search of firewood to sell in the market. As he walked through the forest, he chopped off the branches of every tree until he came upon a magical tree. The tree stopped him before he chopped its branches and said, "Oh, kind sir, please spare my branches. If you spare me, I will provide you with golden apples." The oldest brother agreed, but was feeling disappointed with how many apples the tree gave him. Overcome by greed, the brother threatened to cut the entire tree if it didn't provide him with more apples. But instead of giving more apples, the tree showered him with hundreds of tiny needles. The brother fell to the ground, crying in pain as the sun began to set. The younger brother, who was worried about his brother, went out into the forest to search for him. As he was walking, he came across the magical tree and saw his brother lying on the ground, covered in needles. The younger brother immediately went to his brother's aid and helped him remove the needles. He then scolded his brother for his greed and unkindness, reminding him that their parents had taught them to respect nature and its gifts. Feeling guilty and ashamed, the oldest brother apologized to the magical tree and promised to never harm nature again. The tree forgave him and provided them both with an abundance of golden apples as a gesture of goodwill. From that day on, the brothers lived a peaceful and harmonious life, cherishing the gifts of nature and sharing them equally. The Golden Touch of King Midas. A story of greed and love. There once was a king named Midas who did a good deed for a satyr, and he was then granted a wish by Dionysus, the god of wine. For his wish, Midas asked that whatever he touched would turn to gold. Despite Dionysus's efforts to prevent it, Midas pleaded that this was a fantastic wish, and so it was bestowed. Excited about his newly earned powers, Midas started touching all kinds of things, turning each item into pure gold. But soon, Midas became hungry. As he picked up a piece of food, He found he couldn't eat it. It had turned to gold in his hand. Hungry, Midas groaned, "I'll starve." Perhaps this was not such an excellent wish after all. Seeing his dismay, Midas's beloved daughter threw her arms around him to comfort him, and she, too, turned to gold. "The golden touch is no blessing," Midas cried. Desperate, Midas begged Dionysus to take back his wish, but the gods said it was impossible. Midas realized that his greed had caused him to lose the most precious thing in his life, his daughter. Dionysus then gave Midas a solution. He asked him to bathe in the river Pactolus to wash away his curse. Midas did as he was told, and the golden touch washed away from his body, and everything he touched turned back. The story of King Midas teaches us that excessive greed and love for material possessions can lead to the loss of the most valuable things in our lives.
The power of dedication. The story of Mike and his dream of becoming a professional gamer. Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Mike who loved playing video games. Mike was talented and dedicated, and he dreamed of becoming a professional gamer one day. Despite his parents' objections, Mike spent all his free time playing video games and practicing his skills. He joined online communities, participated in tournaments, and made friends with other gamers. One day, Mike received an invitation to participate in a national gaming tournament. He was excited but nervous. He knew that the competition would be tough, and he would be up against some of the best gamers in the country. Mike spent weeks practicing and preparing for the tournament. He pushed himself to the limit, playing for hours every day and analyzing his gameplay. He also received support from his online friends, who cheered him on and gave him tips and advice. Finally, the day of the tournament arrived. Mike was nervous, but he was also confident. He knew he had worked hard, and he was determined to do his best. The tournament was intense, and the competition was fierce. But Mike remained focused and determined. He played with skill and precision, and he won match after match. In the end, Mike emerged as the champion of the tournament. He had achieved his dream of becoming a professional gamer, and he had made his parents proud. Mike's story teaches us that with dedication, hard work, and support from others, we can achieve our goals and dreams. It reminds us that success is not just about talent, but also about perseverance and teamwork.
Remy the Rabbit and the Invention Contest. A tale of perseverance and determination. Once upon a time, there was a clever rabbit named Remy who lived in a forest with his friends. Remy was always coming up with new ideas and inventions, and his friends admired him for his intelligence and resourcefulness. One day, Remy heard that the king of the forest was holding a contest to see who could come up with the best invention. The winner would be awarded a chest of gold and be recognized as the most brilliant mind in the forest. Remy knew he had to enter the contest. He spent days working on his invention, a special kind of carrot that could grow twice as fast and twice as big as regular carrots. Remy was sure that his invention would win him the contest and the chest of gold. But when Remy presented his invention to the king of the forest, he was met with laughter and ridicule. The king told Remy that his invention was useless and that he had no chance of winning the contest. Remy was heartbroken. He had put all his hopes into winning the contest, and now he felt like a failure. But he didn't give up. He knew that his invention had potential, and he was determined to prove it. Remy decided to take matters into his own hands. He went around the forest, giving away his special carrots to anyone who wanted them. Soon the animals in the forest were raving about Remy's amazing invention. Word of Remy's invention spread throughout the forest, and soon the king of the forest heard about it too. He realized that he had made a mistake in dismissing Remy's invention, and he invited Remy back to the palace. This time, when Remy presented his invention, the king was amazed. He had never seen such big and delicious carrots before. He declared Remy the winner of the contest and awarded him the chest of gold. Remy learned a valuable lesson that day. He realized that sometimes even the most brilliant ideas can be dismissed and ridiculed by others. But with determination and hard work, we can prove them wrong and achieve great things. From that day on, Remy became known as the cleverest rabbit in the forest, not just for his inventions, but for his perseverance and resilience. Moral of the story: don't let others' opinions discourage you from pursuing your goals. With hard work, determination, and a little bit of resilience, you can achieve anything you set your mind to.
Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a young girl named Sharon. Sharon was a talented artist, and her dream was to go to a prestigious art school in the city. However, her family was poor, and they couldn't afford the tuition fees. Despite the financial challenge, Sharon was determined to follow her dreams. She decided to start selling her paintings to raise money for her tuition fees. She worked hard every day, painting beautiful landscapes and portraits and selling them to people in the village. Months went by, and Sharon was able to save enough money for her tuition fees. She applied to the art school and got accepted. She was overjoyed and couldn't wait to start her new journey. However, there was one big hurdle that stood in her way. The art school was in the city, which was miles away from her village. Sharon had never been to the city before, and she didn't know anyone there. She was scared and didn't know how she would survive in a new and unfamiliar place. Despite her fear, Sharon didn't give up. She decided to take the leap of faith and move to the city. She rented a small apartment and started attending classes at the art school. At first, it was hard for her to adjust to the new environment, and she felt lonely and homesick. But Sharon didn't let her fear and loneliness get in the way of her dreams. She continued to work hard and focus on her studies. She also made friends with some of her classmates who helped her navigate the city and adapt to the new environment. Years went by, and Sharon graduated from the art school with top honors. She had become a successful artist and had her own art gallery in the city. She had also made many friends and had become a part of the city's vibrant art scene. Looking back at her journey, Sharon realized that the big hurdle she had to take was not just moving to the city, but also overcoming her own fears and doubts. By taking the leap of faith and pursuing her dreams, she had not only achieved her goals, but had also grown as a person. The moral of the story is that sometimes, to achieve our dreams, we have to take big hurdles and face our fears. But if we don't give up and keep moving forward, we can overcome any obstacle and achieve great things. And in the end, the happiness and fulfillment that come with achieving our dreams make all the hard work and struggles worth it. The boy and his anger problems. Once, there was a young boy. This boy had problems controlling his anger. When he got angry, he would say the first thing that came to mind, even if it affected people. One day, his father gifted him a hammer and a bundle of nails, then said, "Whenever you get mad, hammer a nail into the backyard fence." In the first days, the boy used up half of the nails. Over the next weeks, he used up fewer nails, until his temper was under control. Then, his father asked the young boy to remove a nail for each day he didn't lose his temper. On the day when the boy removed his last nail, his father told him, "You have done good, boy. But can you see the holes in the wall? The fence is never going to be the same. Likewise, when you say mean things in anger, you'll leave a scar." Anger is like a knife, one of the most dangerous weapons. When you use it, the wounds will heal, but the scars remain. The Boy and the Wolf. a lesson in honesty and trust. Once, there was a boy who became bored when he watched over the village sheep grazing on the hillside. To entertain himself, he sang out, "Wolf! Wolf! The wolf is chasing the sheep!" When the villagers heard the cry, they came running up the hill to drive the wolf away. But when they arrived, they saw no wolf. The boy was amused when seeing their angry faces. "Don't scream, wolf boy," warned the villagers, "when there is no wolf." They angrily went back down the hill. Later, the shepherd boy cried out once again, "Wolf! Wolf! The wolf is chasing the sheep!" To his amusement, he looked on as the villagers came running up the hill to scare the wolf away. As they saw there was no wolf, they said strictly, "Save your frightened cry for when there really is a wolf. Don't cry, wolf, when there is no wolf." But the boy grinned at their words while they walked grumbling down the hill once more. Later, the boy saw a real wolf sneaking around his flock. Alarmed, he jumped on his feet and cried out as loud as he could, "Wolf! Wolf!" But the villagers thought he was fooling them again, and so they didn't come to help. At sunset, the villagers went looking for the boy who hadn't returned with their sheep. When they went up the hill, they found him weeping. "There really was a wolf here. The flock is gone. I cried out, 'Wolf!' But you didn't come," he wailed. An old man went to comfort the boy. As he put his arm around him, he said, "Nobody believes a liar, even when he is telling the truth." The boy learned a valuable lesson. Lying and playing tricks may be amusing in the short term, but it can lead to dire consequences in the long run. The brave elephant, finding friendship through courage. A lone elephant walked through the forest looking for friends. She soon saw a monkey and proceeded to ask, "Can we be friends, monkey?" The monkey quickly replied, "You are big and can't swing on trees like I do, so I cannot be your friend." Defeated, the elephant continued to search when it stumbled across a rabbit. She proceeded to ask him, "Can we be friends, rabbit?" The rabbit looked at the elephant and replied, "You are too big to fit inside my burrow. You cannot be my friend." Then the elephant continued until she met a frog. She asked, "Will you be my friend, frog?" The frog replied, "You are too big and heavy. You cannot jump like me. I am sorry, but you can't be my friend." The elephant continued to ask the animals she met on her way, but always received the same reply. The following day, the elephant saw all the forest animals run in fear. She stopped a bear to ask what was happening and was told the tiger was attacking all the small animals. The elephant wanted to save the other animals, so she went to the tiger and said, "Please, sir, leave my friends alone. Do not eat them." The tiger didn't listen. He merely told the elephant to mind her own business. The elephant knew she had to act fast. She lifted her trunk and trumpeted a loud warning to all the animals in the forest. Hearing the warning, the animals quickly gathered behind the elephant. The tiger, feeling threatened by the large group of animals, prepared to pounce on them. But the elephant wasn't afraid. She stood her ground and charged towards the tiger, trumpeting loudly as she ran. The tiger was caught off guard and fled into the depths of the forest. The elephant had saved the day, and all the animals were grateful for her bravery. From that day on, the monkey, rabbit, frog, and all the other animals realized that size and physical ability did not matter when it came to friendship. They welcomed the elephant as their friend, knowing that her kind heart and courage made her a valuable addition to their group. The Jester's Quest for Laughter, an exciting moral story with a joke. Once upon a time, in the whimsical land of Giggleville, there lived a mischievous jester named Jovial Jack. Jack was renowned for his wit, pranks, and his ability to make anyone laugh. He had a heart full of kindness, but often used his humor to teach valuable life lessons. One sunny day, jovial Jack stumbled upon a magical scroll hidden beneath a rainbow-colored mushroom. Curiosity sparked within him as he unrolled the scroll, revealing a riddle that read, "To find the treasure, seek the path where laughter echoes, joy unswathed. But beware the jest that hides the clue, a punchline that holds the key for you." Determined to uncover the treasure and bring laughter to all, Jack set off on a quest to decipher the riddle. His journey led him through enchanted forests, over sparkling streams, and across rolling hills. After days of searching, Jack stumbled upon a small village where sadness lingered in the air. The villagers had forgotten how to smile, and laughter was a distant memory. Determined to bring joy back to their lives, Jack performed his funniest jokes and entertained them with his quick wit. However, despite his best efforts, the villagers remained somber and untouched by his humor. Jack realized that the riddle held the key to lifting the spirits of the villagers and revealing the hidden treasure. As Jack pondered the riddle's enigmatic words, a mischievous thought crossed his mind. He decided to blend a joke into the riddle's punchline and see if it would lead him to the treasure. With a mischievous grin, Jack stood before the villagers and recited the altered punchline, "Why don't skeletons fight each other? They don't have the guts." Suddenly, laughter erupted from the villagers, filling the air with joyous sounds. The spell of sadness was broken, and smiles adorned their faces once more. Jack's clever twist on the riddle had unlocked their hearts and brought back the lost laughter. In the midst of the laughter, a hidden door materialized before Jack. It led to a secret chamber where a chest filled with gold and precious gems awaited him. But Jack realized that the true treasure he had discovered was the power of laughter and its ability to heal and unite. With a grateful heart and a newfound appreciation for the power of humor, jovial Jack continued his travels, spreading laughter and mirth wherever he went. And whenever he retold the tale of the riddle and the hidden treasure, he couldn't help but add a playful wink and say, "Remember, laughter is the true gold that enriches our souls." And so, jovial Jack's journey became a legendary tale of how a simple joke could brighten even the darkest days and remind us all of the importance of laughter in our lives.
Sir Cedric and the Dragon. A tale of courage and unexpected allies. Once upon a time, there was a brave knight named Sir Cedric, who was known throughout the land for his valor and courage. Sir Cedric had spent many years fighting against monsters and villains to protect his kingdom and its people. One day, a wicked sorcerer named Malachar came to the kingdom with a terrible plan. Malachar had created a powerful potion that could turn anyone into a mindless slave, and he intended to use it to take over the kingdom. Sir Cedric knew he had to act fast to stop Malachar's evil plan, but he had no idea where the sorcerer was hiding. He decided to seek the help of a wise old sage who was said to have the power of foresight. The sage gave Sir Cedric a magical orb that would guide him to Malachar's lair. Sir Cedric set out on his quest, determined to save his kingdom and defeat the sorcerer. After many days of journeying through treacherous mountains and dark forests, Sir Cedric finally arrived at Malachar's castle. He snuck inside and soon found himself face to face with the sorcerer himself. But to Sir Cedric's surprise, Malachar was not what he seemed. He revealed that he had only come to the kingdom to warn Sir Cedric of a much greater danger. A powerful dragon was heading towards the kingdom, and it would destroy everything in its path unless Sir Cedric could stop it. Sir Cedric was stunned. He had been so focused on defeating Malachar that he had not seen the true danger that lay ahead. He realized that he needed Malachar's help to defeat the dragon and save his kingdom. Together, Sir Cedric and Malachar worked to create a powerful spell that would protect the kingdom from the dragon's fire. And when the dragon arrived, Sir Cedric was ready. He bravely faced the beast, casting the spell just in time to protect the kingdom. As the dragon was defeated, Sir Cedric looked over to thank Malachar, only to find that he had vanished without a trace. Sir Cedric realized that the wicked sorcerer had been a mere illusion created by the sage to test his courage and intelligence. Sir Cedric had passed the test with flying colors, and he returned to the kingdom as a hero. He knew that sometimes the greatest enemy we face is not the one we expect, and that true valor lies in being ready for anything. There once was an old miser who lived in a house with a garden. The old miser used to hide all his gold coins under stones in his garden. Every night, before he went to bed, the miser went out into his garden to count his coins. He continued the same routine every day, but he never spent a single golden coin. One day, a thief saw the old miser hiding his coins. Once the old miser went back into his house, the thief went to the hiding place and took all the gold. The following day, as the old man came out to count his coins, he found it was gone and started wailing loudly. His neighbor heard the cries and came running, asking what had happened. Upon learning what had occurred, the neighbor asked, "Why didn't you just save the money inside your house where it would have been safe?" The neighbor continued, "Having it inside the house would make it easier to access when you need to buy something." "Buy something?" answered the miser. "I was never going to spend my gold." When hearing this, the neighbor picked up a stone and threw it. Then he said, "If that's the case, then save the stone. It's as worthless as the gold you've lost." The old miser realized the mistake he had made and how foolish he had been. He learned that hoarding wealth is not the same as being wealthy. The miser decided to change his ways and live his life differently. He started using his wealth for good and helping those in need. He gave to charity, built homes for the poor, and started a community garden. The neighbors were surprised by his newfound generosity and kind-heartedness. They praised him for his selflessness, and the old miser felt happier than ever before. From that day on, he knew the true value of wealth and how it should be used to help others.
One day, Alice the milkmaid had filled her pails with milk. Her job was to milk the cows and then bring the milk to the market to sell. Alice loved to think about what to spend her money on. As she filled the pails with milk and went to market, she again thought of all the things she wanted to buy. As she walked along the road, she thought of buying a cake and a basket full of fresh strawberries. A little further down the road, she spotted a chicken. She thought, "With the money I get from today, I'm going to buy a chicken of my own. That chicken will lay eggs, then I will be able to sell milk and eggs and get more money." She continued, "With more money, I will be able to buy a fancy dress and make all the other milkmaids jealous." Out of excitement, Alice started skipping, forgetting about the milk in her pails. Soon, the milk started spilling over the edges, covering Alice. Drenched, Alice said to herself, "Oh no, I will never have enough money to buy a chicken now." She went home with her empty pails. "Oh my goodness, what happened to you?" Alice's mother asked. "I was too busy dreaming about all the things I wanted to buy that I forgot about the pails," she answered. Alice's mother replied, "Well, you may have lost the milk today, but you've learned an important lesson. It's better to focus on what you have now and work hard to achieve your goals, rather than just dreaming about them." Feeling ashamed, Alice nodded and promised to be more careful in the future. From that day on, she worked diligently and saved every penny she earned. She was able to buy a chicken, and soon enough, she had a whole flock of chickens that laid plenty of eggs. Alice became one of the wealthiest milkmaids in town, but she never forgot the lesson she learned that day.
Thank you for watching this video. We hope you found it educational and fun. If so, please hit the like button below to show your support. And don't forget to check out some of our other videos by clicking on the screen now. Thanks, and we look forward to bringing you more stories soon. Have a great day.
The Pup and the Well. The dangers of not listening to their mother's warnings. A mother dog and her pups lived on a farm. On the farm, there was a well. The mother dog always told her pups never to go near or play around it. AD. One day, one of the pups was overcome by curiosity and wondered why they weren't allowed to go near the well. So, he decided he wanted to explore it. He went down to the well and climbed up the wall to peek inside. In the well, he saw his reflection in the water, but thought it was another dog. The little pup got angry when his reflection was imitating him, so he decided to fight it. The little pup jumped into the well, only to find there was no dog. He began to bark and bark until the farmer came to rescue him. The pup had learned his lesson and never went back to the well again. The little pup barked and growled at his reflection, trying to scare it away, but the reflection only mimicked his every move. The more he barked, the more his reflection barked back, and soon it turned into a game of chase as the little pup tried to catch his reflection. But as the little pup jumped towards his reflection, he lost his footing and fell into the well with a loud splash. The other pups and the mother dog heard the commotion and rushed to the well to see what had happened. The mother dog saw her little pup struggling to stay afloat and immediately went into action. She barked and whined until the farmer came to see what was going on. The farmer quickly got a rope and lowered it down the well, and the mother dog grabbed onto it with her teeth. Together, they managed to pull the little pup to safety. After that incident, the little pup learned to listen to his mother and never went near the well again. The mother dog was relieved that her little one was safe, and the other pups learned a valuable lesson about obedience and the dangers of not listening to their mother's warnings. The Old Man with His 3 Sons. The Lesson of the Bundle of Sticks. Once upon a time, there was an old man who lived in a village with his 3 sons. Although his 3 sons were hard workers, they quarreled all the time. The old man tried to unite them but failed. Months passed by, and the old man became sick. He asked his sons to remain united, but they failed to listen to him. At that moment, the old man decided to teach them a lesson, to forget their differences and come together in unity. The old man summoned his sons, then proceeded to tell them, "I will provide you with a bundle of sticks. Separate each stick, and then break each into 2. The one who finishes first will be rewarded more than the others." And so, the sons agreed. The old man provided them with a bundle of 10 sticks each, and then asked the sons to break each stick into pieces. The sons broke the sticks within minutes, then proceeded to quarrel among themselves again. The old man said, "My dear sons, the game is not yet over. I will now give you another bundle of sticks. Only this time, you will have to break them together as a bundle, not separately." The sons readily agreed and then tried to break the bundle. Despite trying their best, they could not break the sticks. The sons told their father of their failure. The old man said, "My dear sons, see, breaking every single stick individually was easy for you, but breaking them in a bundle, you could not do. By staying united, nobody can harm you. If you continue to quarrel, then anyone can quickly defeat you." After learning their lesson, the 3 sons realized the importance of unity and promised to remain united forever. The old man was pleased with their realization and prayed for their success. The sons kept their promise and started working together, which led to their success in their respective fields. They also passed down the lesson of the bundle of sticks to their children and grandchildren, who continued to follow their example. The story teaches us the importance of unity and how working together can lead to success. It also reminds us that differences can be resolved through understanding and compromise.
The wolf and the sheep. Desperation can lead to terrible choices. A wolf had gotten seriously hurt during a fight with a bear. He wasn't able to move, and so could not satisfy his thirst or hunger. One day, a sheep passed by his hiding place, and so the wolf decided to call out to him. "Please fetch me some water," said the wolf. "That might give me some strength to get some solid food." "Solid food," the sheep said. "I suppose that means me. If I brought you something to drink, it would merely be to wash me down. Don't speak to me about fetching a drink." The wolf knew he had to come up with a clever plan to convince the sheep to help him. He thought for a moment and then spoke. "Dear sheep, I understand your fear, but I promise I have no intention of harming you. I am helpless and weak, and I only ask for a little water to quench my thirst." The sheep hesitated, but seeing the wolf's desperate state, he decided to help. He walked to the nearest stream and filled a bucket with water. As he approached the wolf's hiding place, he noticed the wolf's sharp teeth and became cautious. The wolf sensed the sheep's fear and said, "Please don't be afraid. I am grateful for your kindness, and I promise not to harm you." With that, the sheep gave the bucket of water to the wolf, who drank it eagerly. Feeling a bit better, the wolf thanked the sheep and said, "You have shown me kindness, and I won't forget it." As the days went by, the wolf's hunger grew more intense, and he began to think about the sheep he had encountered. He knew he could never catch him on his own, but he was desperate for food. One night, when the sheep was sleeping, the wolf crept up to him and pounced. The sheep was caught off guard and had no chance to defend himself. In a matter of seconds, the wolf had killed the sheep and devoured his flesh. Feeling satisfied but guilty, the wolf realized that his desperation had caused him to betray the trust of the kind sheep who had helped him. He knew he had made a grave mistake and was haunted by his actions for the rest of his life. From that day on, the wolf lived with the guilt of his betrayal, realizing that his hunger had cost him the trust and friendship of the one creature who had shown him kindness. He learned a valuable lesson, that sometimes desperation can lead to terrible choices, and the consequences of those choices can be devastating.
The Power of Compassion, the story of Tom and the little bird. Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Tom who lived in a small village. Tom was a curious and adventurous child who loved to explore the world around him. One day, while playing in the fields, Tom found a small bird lying on the ground. The bird was hurt and unable to fly. Tom felt sorry for the little bird and decided to take care of it. He built a small nest for it and fed it every day. As days went by, the bird started to get better and became Tom's closest companion. They would spend hours playing and exploring together. One day, the bird finally got better and was ready to fly. Tom was overjoyed to see the bird fly high into the sky. As he watched the bird fly away, he felt a sense of sadness and emptiness. Days turned into weeks, and Tom started to miss his little friend. He decided to go out into the woods to look for the bird. After hours of searching, he finally found the bird's nest. To his surprise, he found the bird had laid eggs in the nest. Tom realized that the little bird had come to him for help, and in return had given him a gift of new life. He knew then that helping others not only brings joy to their lives, but also to ours. From that day on, Tom became known as the boy who had a kind heart and was always willing to help others. His act of kindness had not only helped the little bird, but had also taught him a valuable lesson about the power of compassion and the rewards of helping others. The story of Tom and the little bird teaches us that kindness and compassion can make a big difference in someone's life. It reminds us that we all have the power to make a positive impact on the world around us, no matter how small the act may be.
The Unexpected Treasure, a moral adventure story with an unforeseen twist. Once upon a time, in the enchanting land of Valeria, there lived a young and adventurous boy named Ethan. He possessed an insatiable curiosity and an unyielding spirit of exploration. Ethan's heart yearned for thrilling adventures and the pursuit of hidden treasures. One day, while wandering through the dense forests that surrounded his village, Ethan stumbled upon an ancient, weathered map. It depicted a mysterious island rumored to be home to a legendary treasure, a treasure said to grant its possessor unimaginable power and wealth. Driven by excitement and the allure of the unknown, Ethan embarked on a perilous journey to find the fabled island. He traversed treacherous terrain, battling wild beasts, and braving harsh weather conditions. His determination never wavered, for he believed that the treasure would change his life forever. After weeks of relentless pursuit, Ethan finally arrived at the shores of the mystical island. As he stepped foot on the sandy beach, a sense of both anticipation and caution consumed him. The island was shrouded in an air of mystery, with lush vegetation and hidden caves waiting to be explored. Ethan followed the map's intricate markings, navigating through the island's dense jungle. As he delved deeper into the heart of the island, he encountered various traps and obstacles, each more cunningly devised than the last. However, his courage and wit helped him overcome every challenge. Finally, Ethan reached the location marked on the map, a grand, ancient temple, standing tall amidst the verdant landscape. The temple's entrance was adorned with intricate carvings and guarded by colossal stone statues. Heart pounding with excitement, Ethan entered the temple, eager to claim the legendary treasure. As he ventured deeper into the temple's chambers, he found himself faced with a profound realization. The treasure that awaited him was not the material riches he had anticipated. Instead, it was a small, unassuming chest that contained a scroll. Baffled and disappointed, Ethan unrolled the scroll, expecting to find a riddle or clue to a greater reward. However, to his surprise, the scroll held a simple yet profound message. The greatest treasure lies not in wealth or power, but in the knowledge that one has lived a life of purpose and made a positive impact on the world. Ethan's heart sank as he contemplated the true meaning of the unexpected message. He had journeyed to this remote island, risking his life, driven solely by the desire for personal gain. In that moment, he realized the emptiness of his pursuit and the shallowness of his intentions. Filled with remorse, Ethan left the temple, carrying the scroll with him as a reminder of his revelation. He returned to his village, forever changed by the experience. Determined to make amends for his misguided actions, Ethan dedicated himself to selfless acts of kindness and service to his community. As years passed, Ethan's genuine compassion and dedication transformed his village. He became a beacon of hope, inspiring others to look beyond their own desires and embrace the true value of life, love, kindness, and the pursuit of a meaningful existence. And so, the tale of Ethan serves as a poignant reminder that true treasure is not found in material possessions, but in the way we touch the lives of others. It teaches us that our greatest fulfillment comes from living a life of purpose and making a positive impact on the world around us. One day, a farmer was looking for a water source for his farm when he bought a well from his neighbor. The neighbor, however, was cunning. The next day, as the farmer came to draw water from his well, the neighbor refused to let him take any water. When the farmer asked why, the neighbor replied, "I sold you the well, not the water," and walked away. Distraught, the farmer went to the emperor to ask for justice. He explained what had happened. The emperor called on Birbal, one of his 9 and wisest courtiers. Birbal proceeded to question the neighbor. "Why don't you let the farmer take water from the well? You did sell the well to the farmer?" The neighbor replied, "Birbal, I did sell the well to the farmer, but not the water within it. He has no right to draw water from the well." Birbal said, "Look, since you sold the well, you have no right to keep the water in the farmer's well. Either you pay rent to the farmer, or take it out immediately. Realizing that his scheme had failed, the neighbor apologized and went home. The farmer was relieved and grateful to Burble and the emperor for their wise and just decision. From that day on, he took great care of his well and used the water to irrigate his crops and provide for his family. The news of Burble's clever solution spread quickly throughout the kingdom, and people came from far and wide to seek his advice and wisdom. Burble became famous for his intelligence and his ability to solve even the most complicated problems with ease. The farmer, too, became known in the village for his diligence and his success in farming. He prospered and lived a happy life, thanks to Burble's intervention. Emily's gift of peace. A remarkable twist in World War II. Once upon a time, during the tumultuous years of World War II, there lived a young girl named Emily. Emily resided in a small village tucked away in the countryside, where the echoes of war had reached, but had yet to consume their peaceful lives. As the war raged on, families in the village faced hardships, and fear seeped into every corner. But Emily remained resilient, her spirit untarnished by the darkness that surrounded her. She possessed an unwavering belief in the goodness of humanity, even in the face of adversity. One fateful day, a group of soldiers from opposing sides stumbled upon the village. The villagers trembled in fear, expecting violence and destruction to follow. But Emily saw an opportunity for change and decided to take matters into her own hands. Emily, armed with compassion and courage, approached the soldiers with a smile and offered them a gesture of peace, a freshly baked loaf of bread. The soldiers, surprised by her kindness, accepted the gift, their hearts momentarily softened by her innocence. Inspired by Emily's act of goodwill, the soldiers put down their weapons and engaged in a conversation. They realized the shared experiences of fear, loss, and longing for peace that bound them together as human beings. Driven by the desire to end the senseless violence, the soldiers made a pact to find a way to bring about a peaceful resolution. With Emily as their guiding light, they secretly communicated, sharing stories of their loved ones and the dreams they held for a better world. Together, they devised a plan to unite their fellow soldiers, bridging the divide between them. They organized a ceasefire, creating safe spaces for dialogue and understanding. The soldiers discovered that deep down, they all desired the same thing: to return home to their families and rebuild their lives in peace. Word of this extraordinary ceasefire and the soldiers' newfound camaraderie spread like wildfire. People from all walks of life came to witness this remarkable display of humanity rising above the horrors of war. The village transformed into a beacon of hope, where former enemies became friends, fostering empathy and a shared vision for a brighter future. The power of compassion and the refusal to let hatred prevail ignited a ripple effect, inspiring others to seek peace amidst the chaos of war. News of this extraordinary village reached the higher ranks of both armies, prompting a re-evaluation of their strategies. The ceasefire in the village became a catalyst for a larger peace negotiation, leading to a historic agreement that would end the war and lay the groundwork for a more harmonious world. Emily's unwavering belief in the goodness of humanity had set in motion a chain of events that changed the course of history. Her act of kindness and the soldiers' resolve to find common ground proved that compassion could triumph over conflict, and that even in the darkest of times, a single act of goodwill could inspire lasting change. And so, the war that once engulfed the world in darkness came to an end, not through violence or domination, but through the power of empathy, understanding, and the unwavering spirit of a young girl named Emily. Her legacy lived on, reminding generations to come that peace can blossom even in the harshest of circumstances if we dare to believe in its possibility. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you found it educational and fun. If so, please hit the like button below to show your support. And don't forget to check out some of our other videos by clicking on the screen now. Thanks, and we look forward to bringing you more stories soon. Have a great day.